We're going to New Zealand we're going to New Zealand in this episode. Cause we are become Kiwis. What I should have done in the last episode, and I pointed this out, but I'm going to point it out again. I used a pro car with one of these little green marks instead of an expert car with one of the yellow marks. And that fucked me right over, on the basis that in comparison the green cars are shit, which is why I could only win one race. Right, so we're doing a hill climb, which in my mind means we have a choice. We can use the worst skyline, apart from the R35, or a Subaru Impreza, because it's a hill. This is a hill climb car, and this is a hill climb car. Because you wouldn't want an 850 horsepower. Well, I mean, looks like the choice was made for me, really, doesn't it? That kind of sounds like the joke I would think of saying before I started recording, and then forget to use, or use and then it sound really shit. But that, I mean, it sounded shit. It sounded shit anyway because it was a shit joke, but I actually came up with it off the top of my head for that part. So, you know, sometimes good things can happen. I was going to complain about this car's 850 horsepower being completely unnoticeable on the basis that for most of that first sector we were in third. I'm the one doing the driving. You just watch. You just watch. No one watches. But I'm going to complain anyway. I was going to complain about the 850 horsepower being reset, being unnoticeable, and then. Don't do it twice! For Christ's sake. Now I've... Okay, well, I mean... That's what I get, really. Speaking too soon again. Oh, back in first already. Just fuck my shit up, fam. You can call me Brendan Fraser from now on. Jesus Christ. It's been at them fences every time as well. I couldn't have just spun off into an empty field. Had to be an indestructible fence, didn't it? Boink. Anyway, this episode I've chosen a card that's on the level, so I should be able to win. .850 horsepower, of course, working against me off the line, even though this car is four-wheel drive. I saw a thing the other day about a guy wondering why there weren't all-wheel drive bikes. And, as in, you know, motorbikes, obviously. And, I mean... I just want to say right now that an all-wheel drive bike, maybe I mean, it wouldn't be useful, first of all. There's no need for all-wheel drive on a bike. But also, it'd be really difficult, nigh on, perhaps impossible, to engineer. Because you got to remember how, I forgot you had to hold the accelerator down to get the car to flip back over. It won't just reset on its own. Because you got to remember how the front wheel of a bike is actually put together. There's two forks sticking out of it that attach it to the handlebars where you turn it from. How are you going to run a chain along that and still make it so you can turn the handlebars and such? Because chains don't really get along with being bent sideways and stuff. It's not really how they work, is it? And you could probably engineer a chain that did that, but then, like I said, there's no need. I mean, not even in a drag race bike, because it would probably generate too much friction, and you wouldn't really get the traction you need off the line, because the bike's got so much power it pulls up onto its back wheel, which means you got a driven wheel just sort of sticking up in the air doing nothing. Well, that's my problem with that. One more hill climb stage to do, and then I don't need to think of shit to babble on about. At least this car, this Nissan Skyline, has the same sort of livery, sort of. From the back, it looks it, as that touring car R32. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember. It's probably the factory one. Factory team Nissan. It won Bathurst one year. I should probably know when, but. But I don't. In the well, the R32 came out in like '89, didn't it? Or was that the S13? Yeah, the R32 is from the late '80s, early '90s, and the R33 was from the mid '90s. And then the R34 came out in 2002. I'm fairly sure. Fairly sure. Yeah, this stage is shit. Can I restart this one? No. Uh oh. Oh fuck. Get back up the ledge. I should not have mentioned that I was 5 seconds ahead at one point, because now the opposite is true. Jesus Christ. I got beaten by a Lancia Delta. Which is nothing to be ashamed of, because the Delta was a fucking fast Group B car, but... I mean, still. Anyway, done with that. On to more rallycross and another hill climb. No actual rallying in this segment of the game. We don't get that until the classic. And I doubt I'm going to be able to get past some of these because they're bloody difficult. So, next week, Eurocross Challenge. Next week.